Hey there, fellow explorers. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready.
Awesome. Today we're going to unlock some hidden knowledge about why you and the universe,
Yeah.
and how to use that knowledge to manifest the life you really want.
Yeah, we'll be looking at how occult science and even principles like Neville Goddard's law of assumption
Mhm.
can help you tap into your own power, your own innate power to actually shape your reality.
That's what we're talking about. So it's kind of like understanding that you're not just physical.
Right.
You're this multi-layered being with a connection to the entire cosmos. And that gives you power to create a life that's really aligned with your desires, deepest desires.
The key is recognizing that there's more to you than what you see in the mirror.
Right.
Occult science, it describes these different layers of the human being, starting with the physical, of course. But then we also have the etheric body, the astral body, and the I, or the ego, the core of your individuality.
Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. We all know about the physical body. That's easy.
Right.
But the etheric body, the astral body, um, those sound a little more mysterious. What can you tell us about them?
Well, think of the etheric body like a blueprint or a life force for your physical body. So it's responsible for growth, vitality, and even. Have you ever had that weird feeling when your arm falls asleep, starts tingling?
Oh, yeah.
Occult science would suggest that in those instances, the etheric body is separating slightly from the physical.
Wow. So that tingling sensation is actually my etheric body taking a break. That's pretty wild. What about the astral body? Where does that fit in?
So the astral body is connected to emotions, desires, and dreams. It's actually linked to the moon and that whole realm of feeling. Have you ever noticed how your dreams, they can feel so real, so intense?
Oh, yeah.
That's because during sleep, your astral body actually separates from your physical body and goes on these journeys into a world of symbolic imagery.
Oh, wow. So it's like a part of me is literally traveling on another plane while I'm sleeping. That explains why dreams can be so strange.
Yeah.
And so meaningful, too. But we're not done yet, right? We also have the I, or the ego.
Yeah. So the I is, like was said, the core of your individuality. But even the I goes through evolution across lifetimes. It actually shapes your destiny, shapes who you become. And this is where the concept of karma comes in. The idea that the choices you make, not just in this life, but in past lives, actually shape your future experiences.
This is where it starts to get really interesting. It's like we're building our own future, lifetime after lifetime, based on the choices we make. But how does all of this connect to manifesting, creating the life we want?
So that's where it gets really powerful. Occult science actually describes a grand evolution, interconnected evolution, where humanity and the cosmos, they develop together through various stages, like the Saturn period, the Sun period, and the Moon period. These stages actually represent different phases of development, both cosmic and human.
Hold on, so now we're talking about planetary stages, like Saturn, the planet with the rings, the sun, the star in the center of our solar system. How does that tie into human evolution and manifestation?
Well, occult science sees the universe as a living organism, and humanity as a part of that organism,
Yeah.
evolving right alongside it. For example, during the Moon period, humans had what's called picture consciousness. It was a way of experiencing the world that was more dreamlike than our current waking state.
So it's like our ancestors were living in a constant dream world. That's a little hard to wrap my head around. What would it have been like to experience the world through picture consciousness?
Imagine a world where thoughts, they just manifested instantly, where dreams bled into waking reality. That's kind of the experience that our ancestors had during the Moon period. Their reality, it was much more fluid, more symbolic, and less bound by the laws of the physical world as we know them today.
Wow, that's a totally different way of experiencing reality.
Mhm.
It makes you wonder if there are, still remnants of that picture consciousness within us today. Maybe in how we experience dreams or even intuition.
Exactly. And by understanding these ancient stages, even though they sound so distant and strange,
Yeah.
we can unlock a deeper understanding of our own consciousness and our place in the cosmos.
So it's like these ancient stages, even though they seem so removed from our modern lives, they've actually left their mark on how we experience the world today. And that understanding can actually help us manifest more effectively.
Precisely. By understanding how our consciousness has evolved, we gain insights into the forces at play within us,
Mhm.
the hidden forces, and how to tap into that innate creative power.
Now, this is starting to connect. It's like we're not just these physical beings living in a material world. We're also connected to something much bigger, something more mystical, more magical. And that connection gives us the power to shape our reality.
That's the beauty of occult science. It's about recognizing our potential as beings of immense power and creativity. Remember the I, or the ego, we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
That's the force that shapes your destiny, that creates your reality through its choices and actions. And by understanding how to work with your I, you can actually consciously direct that power, that creative power, to manifest your desires.
Okay, so by understanding the different layers of ourselves, including our I or ego, we gain this deeper understanding of our own creative power. And this ties into Neville Goddard's law of assumption, right? Which states that our assumptions create our reality.
Exactly. The law of assumption suggests that what you believe to be true about yourself and the world will ultimately manifest in your experience. In occult science, it gives you this framework for understanding the deeper mechanisms behind this law. And it provides practical techniques for aligning your beliefs with your desires. It's not just wishful thinking. It's about, understanding those deeper forces at play within you and in the universe, and then aligning yourself with those forces to create the reality you want.
So you're saying it's not some mystical concept. It's actually a practical approach to manifesting by understanding these occult principles and consciously shaping your beliefs.
Precisely. And one of those key principles here is the concept of repeated earth loves and that evolution of the I. Each lifetime is an opportunity for growth, for refining your I and shaping your destiny through that law of karma.
Okay, now we're getting into some deep, deep territory. So if I'm following you, karma isn't some cosmic punishment system, but rather it's a natural consequence of our actions, a way of learning, evolving across lifetimes.
Exactly. Think of it like a cosmic boomerang. What you put out into the world, the energy you create through your thoughts, feelings, and actions, it eventually comes back to you in some form. And it's not limited to this lifetime. It carries over from life to life, shaping the experiences you attract, the lessons you learn.
So we're essentially building our own future lifetime after lifetime based on the choices we make. That's both empowering and a little daunting, to be honest. But how does all of this connect to the practical side of manifesting? How do we actually use this knowledge to create a more fulfilling reality?
That's where the real magic happens. By understanding these principles, these occult principles, you can become a more conscious creator of your own destiny. It starts with awareness, becoming aware of the thoughts, the beliefs you're holding on to, the energies you're putting out there, and how they're shaping your reality.
So it's like taking inventory of our inner world, our beliefs, habits, our patterns, seeing how they're playing out in our lives, and then making conscious choices to change them.
Exactly. And that's where practices like meditation and contemplation come in. They help you to quiet the mind, to become aware of that inner world, and then start consciously shaping your thoughts, your beliefs in alignment with what you desire.
Meditation, it's like creating a clear space within ourselves to plant those seeds of desire and allowing them to grow. This aligns with the law of assumption, right?
Absolutely. Meditation helps you shift your internal state to match the reality you want to experience. Remember, your assumptions create your reality. So by consciously cultivating those positive assumptions, beliefs that actually support your desires, you can begin to manifest them in the physical world.
So it's not just sitting on a cushion chanting, oh, it's about actively using meditation to shape our inner world, aligning our beliefs with our desires, and creating the conditions for those desires to manifest.
It's about harnessing that power of your subconscious mind, which is far more powerful than the conscious mind, and directing it towards your goals.
Okay, so meditation is key. What are some other practical things that people can do to, you know, apply these occult principles to their lives, especially when it comes to manifesting their desires?
Another powerful tool is visualization. By creating these vivid mental images of what you desire, by feeling those emotions as if those desires have already manifested, you're sending out a powerful signal to the universe, to your subconscious mind, that this is what you want, this is what you want to experience.
It's like creating a blueprint for that reality that you want to build.
Exactly. And the more detailed, the more emotionally charged that visualization, the more powerful that signal you send out.
So it's not just about picturing it in our minds, but about feeling it in our hearts, and really believing it's possible.
Yes. And that's where the concept of faith comes in. Faith is that unwavering belief in the unseen, in the potential for your desires to manifest. Even before you see the physical evidence, it's the fuel for the manifestation process.
So having that unshakable trust that the universe has your back, that things are working out in your favor, even when you can't see the whole picture.
Precisely. It's about surrendering to the flow of life, knowing that you're supported, that you're guided, even when you're navigating those uncharted waters.
This is starting to feel less like occult science and more like a spiritual practice, a way of life. integrating these principles into our everyday lives, into our thoughts, feelings, our actions, and watching as our reality starts to reflect that transformation. That's happening within us.
You're getting it. It's a journey of self-discovery and empowerment, and it can lead to such profound transformation in all areas of your life. And speaking of transformation, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about another important concept that we touched upon earlier, death. Occult science, it has this unique perspective on death. It sees it not as an ending, but as a transition in a larger cycle.
Okay, death, a topic that's often shrouded in fear and mystery. What does occult science have to say about this inevitable part of life?
Well, what's fascinating is that occult science sees death, much like sleep, as this state of consciousness, a journey of the soul beyond the physical body. During sleep, the astral body and the eye, they temporarily separate from the physical. They explore those other realms. Death is viewed as a more permanent separation, but the soul, it continues its journey, carrying with it the experiences, the lessons from the physical life.
So it's not about lights out, game over. It's about a shift in consciousness,
Mhm.
a continuation of the soul's evolution. That's a very comforting perspective.
It is, and this understanding can be incredibly liberating. It can lessen that fear of death and help you view life with a broader perspective.
It's like realizing that we're not just these physical bodies, but souls on this much larger journey, experiencing life in many forms, across many lifetimes.
And that understanding can have a profound impact on how you live, your life. It can help you focus on what really matters, to live with more purpose, with intention, knowing that your actions, they have consequences that go beyond this physical lifetime.
So instead of getting caught up in, the dramas and distractions of everyday life, we can use this knowledge to live more consciously, to make choices that support our soul's evolution in this life and in future lifetimes. That's powerful.
Precisely. And that's where the concept of karma becomes so relevant. Understanding that your actions have these consequences beyond this life, that you're actually building your future selves through the choices you make today, it can have a profound impact on how you choose to live.
It's like taking responsibility for our own evolution,
Yeah.
understanding that we're not just passive passengers in this cosmic ride, but we are active participants,
Yeah.
co-creators of our own destiny.
Exactly. And that's a profound level of empowerment. It means you have the power to choose. Choose love over fear, kindness over judgment, and to create a life that's not only fulfilling for you, but also contributes to the evolution of humanity as a whole.
We have covered a lot of ground. We've explored the concept of the human being as a multi-layered being. We delved into cosmic evolution, karma, death. We even touched upon the practical side of manifestation. But there's one more concept, a really intriguing concept, that we haven't fully explored yet. The guardian of the threshold.
Ah, yes, the guardian of the threshold. This is a symbolic representation of those challenges that you face on that path to higher knowledge, to self-realization.
So this isn't like a literal being guarding some mystical door. It's more of a metaphor for the inner obstacles that we encounter on our spiritual journey.
Exactly. It represents those fears, your doubts, those limiting beliefs, everything within you that holds you back from realizing your true potential.
It's like that voice in our head that tells us we're not good enough, that we can't achieve our dreams, that we're not worthy of happiness.
Precisely. And this guardian can manifest in so many forms. Sometimes as self-sabotaging behaviors, sometimes as external challenges that test your resolve, sometimes as just a sense of fear or overwhelm that paralyzes you from taking action.
So basically everything that keeps us playing small, staying stuck in our comfort zones, preventing us from stepping into our greatness.
Exactly. And confronting that guardian of the threshold, it's a necessary part of the spiritual journey. It's a test of your readiness to face yourself honestly, to confront your shadows, and to move beyond those limitations of your ego.
So like a rite of passage, a challenge that we need to overcome, to access a higher level of awareness, a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe.
Precisely. And the rewards for facing this guardian, they are immense. You gain a clearer perception of the spiritual world, a deeper understanding of your own nature, and a newfound sense of empowerment and purpose.
So it's not about avoiding those challenges, but about leaning into them, using them as opportunities to grow, to transform. But how do we actually do that? How do we face these inner guardians and move beyond them?
It starts with awareness. You need to become aware of the patterns that are holding you back, the negative beliefs that are limiting your potential, and then you need to cultivate the courage to challenge those beliefs, step outside of those comfort zones, and take action despite your fears.
So a process of self-inquiry, getting to know ourselves on a deeper level, identifying the patterns that are no longer serving us, and then consciously choosing to break free.
Exactly. It's about becoming the alchemist of your own life, transforming the lead of those limiting beliefs into the gold of your true potential.
This is all incredibly inspiring, but I know some people listening might be feeling a little overwhelmed. It's a lot to take in. Cosmic evolution, multiple bodies, karma, guardians, manifestation. Where does one even begin to apply all of this to their daily life?
Yeah, it is a lot, but it's also really exciting, to realize that we have so much power, so much potential, more than we give ourselves credit for. Absolutely, and that's the beauty of it. You can start wherever you feel called. Maybe it's starting a daily meditation practice, or maybe exploring the whole idea of karma and making more conscious choices, or even just becoming more aware of your thoughts, the beliefs that are shaping your reality right now.
So no one-size-fits-all approach. It's about finding what resonates with you, what feels right for your own journey.
Exactly. It's all about exploration, experimentation, discovering what works for you. And remember, the journey itself is the reward. As you explore these occult principles, you'll see the shifts happening in your life and how you see reality and in your ability to manifest your desires.
This has been seriously an on-blowing deep dive. We've covered so much, from the different layers of the human being to cosmic evolution, karma, that guardian of the threshold, even the power of manifestation. But before we wrap up, is there one key takeaway, one practical piece of advice that you would give to our listeners who are ready to start applying these principles, these occult principles, to their lives?
I would say start by cultivating reverence, a sense of awe and wonder for the mystery of life. Look at the world with new eyes, with the understanding that everything is connected, that there's a hidden intelligence at play in all things. And then ask yourself, what choices can I make today, right now, that align with my highest self, that contribute to my soul's evolution and to making the world a better place?
That's beautiful. It's like a reminder that we're not just watching this cosmic dance, we're actually participating in it. We're co-creators of our own reality and the collective reality that we all share. And for those of you listening who are feeling fired up, ready to explore these concepts further, we've got you covered. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter, totally free, packed with manifestation resources, books, exclusive videos, all designed to help you tap into your full potential.
And if you're ready to take a deep dive into your own personal journey to unlock that power of manifestation in your life, we highly recommend booking a consultation. Our expert guides, they can help you tailor these principles to your own unique life and goals.
Yes, those consultations are filling up quickly, so don't wait. Book your session today. You can find the link in the description below. And if you're feeling extra generous and want to support our mission of reaching 11 million people with this knowledge, this empowering knowledge, we have links down there where you can contribute.
Every little bit helps. It helps us expand our reach and share these teachings with a wider audience. Together, we can create a ripple effect of positive change in the world.
As we wrap up this incredible deep dive into the mysteries of the human being, remember this. You are a multi-layered being connected to the vast cosmos. Your life journey has deeper meaning than you might realize. And you have the power to manifest the life you desire. Keep exploring, keep asking those questions, and keep that sense of wonder alive. Until next time, happy manifesting.